We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
and I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today's Jill Friday, and she's going to talk about how going up is difficult, but coming down can be a joy.
And I stole this from you. You mentioned this as part of this series.
Health and wellness.
Yes, health and wellness. That's
Like yesterday.
That was our couple weeks ago, our own little family mantra.
Yep.
Like, okay, here's what we're focusing on now, everybody. Health and wellness. When I say everybody, it's the two of us here. So you've been taking it seriously.
Yes.
And I really appreciate that. Including going to the doctors and things like that, really focusing
Catching up on all that
this.
stuff.
I'm really glad.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And I hope you know by now, we have revamped, fresh for 2022, parcelfact.com. Used to be called neighborscoop.com. We rolled two sites, took the best of two sites that we've had and made them one, parcelfact.com, FACT. And check it out because it's the easiest way to do phase one due diligence on land. You can do it right when you're on the phone with the seller and see if you want to buy the property or not.
Amazing. There's a day pass. Go check it out.
Or you can join us on a Thursday call as a guest on a Thursday webinar where we use ParcelFact all throughout that the webinar to review people's transactions in our group.
Yep. Scott wrote, okay, can someone explain to me why there even exists an affidavit of seller's gain? Why on earth would I want to tell the buyer how much money I made?
I agree with you, Scott.
What state is this?
Every state or most states have an affidavit that goes behind a deed that says, I sold this property for X to somebody.
It doesn't say what I bought it for, though.
It doesn't say what I bought it for. Why? The deed goes to the recorder when it gets sent into the county, and it gets recorded in the new person's name and the buyer's name, and that affidavit goes to the assessor.
Right.
And the assessor makes a choice. I'm going to reassess this property based on this new value, and probably the taxes on the property are going to go up. That's why. But I agree with you, Scott. It's a lot of extra paper. It's extra stuff to do, and I think it should be on the assessor to see which properties have sold and then assess them that way.
This is a lazy thing is what you're saying.
That's what I think.
Yeah, because hello, dear assessor, you can pull the last paperwork and see what the affidavit of property value was 2 months ago when I bought it, and then you see the new one when I'm selling it and do the math.
And what if we've, as buyers, because that's what we do here, we buy property inexpensively, very, very often for less than what the seller paid years ago. Does our tax rate go down? Nope.
Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, I got something to share with you. It's kind of interesting before we jump into the topic because it's happening right now today. We have a property listed with a whitetail property guy. It's a deal funding property. And the buyer who buys, he has an oil and gas company. So he's buying this land from us. We were going to go through escrow and do it all the normal way. Well, we agreed on this like 2 days ago. So today he came forward and said, hey, would you guys be open to this? I'm going to walk the property tomorrow or this weekend kind of thing. Monday, I'm going to prepare a deed.
Done.
I'm going to send you the deed.
Done.
You're going to sign the deed, overnight it back to me. I'm going to wire you guys the money. And the only thing is, I'm like, the broker's a little confused. It's kind of sweet. I'm like, don't worry. We'll make sure we'll make sure the deal funder get paid out of that. At the same time, he needs to send 3 wires, not just one. But he just wants a copy of our title insurance, which we're sharing, which we are whiting out or blurring out, I should say, the amount of the
title insurance value.
Insurance, but he can see that we purchased it with title insurance. And the guy, and it's kind of funny because the guy's kind of the buyer. It's like he's trying to explain it to me, and the broker's trying to explain it to me. I'm like, you don't have to explain it to me like doing it like this. I like it better too. Do I really want to wait and spend the money for title insurance again? And he clearly doesn't need it, so. Peachy.
So this is the first time I've heard of this at all, and I think it's a great idea, but I am going to suggest that we do a notary close with a cashier's check instead of wire transfers, because that way there's no chance that.
That he doesn't. Well, he was going to wire the money before I organized the documents.
Done.
That was his idea. So I'm like, that's fine with me.
Done.
Thank you.
I wonder why. Did he say why he doesn't want title insurance?
That's just, he's like, I on these, he just, probably because I just did it. He owns an oil and gas company. He doesn't need it. He's not going to build on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I don't care.
That's a good story.
He knows what he's doing. I like it.
Today's Jill Friday. She's going to talk about how it's easy to, on the way up, it's
going up is hard,
and coming back down is a joy.
It's easy.
This is the meat of the show.
Okay, so let's back up here. So this is you are getting to enjoy some of our little personal family health and wellness week.
Like these people, you know what?
Or month.
Like you care.
You know what's funny?
As a listener.
Everybody knows what's going on.
With us.
We know what's going on in your world. We know when you're mad. We know when you're focusing on this. We know when you're doing house renovations. We know,
Yeah.
We know when Jack's excited about things like Starlink. We know about the RV trip that's coming up. We know your kid's going to college. We know how you feel about your kids. We know how your state is laid out. So why would you not want to be involved in our personal health and wellness? So lucky you get to be there. So anyway.
Can't you guys just talk about buying and selling land? Please.
I know.
Spare us.
But so this topic came from that conversation. And I took it like your research was all about life, right? And I take it, I'm looking at like, ooh, that's like business. So I think of it, here's how I think of it, and you can explain what you really meant. So, because I thought, oh, that's a great topic. I want it for Jill Friday. And you're like, okay, whatever you're going to talk about, sure, I'll write it down. So I think of going up as hard as just like growing your business.
Yeah. That's what I think too.
Up the chain, starting from you on your dining room table with your laptop and your cell phone and a headset, to building a team, maybe getting an office, having a transaction coordinator, doing more deals, up in your technology, up in your bank account, all the different programs that you're going to need now, adding different things so everybody can communicate, just as you grow. That's nothing to sneeze at. If you're doing that or have done that or prepping to do that, we know it's hard. We get it. And we're right here with you to help you. And we've done it. And I think that's why a lot of you are here in Land Academy, because we've done it. And we have helped lots of people do that. And we will continue to help you all the way. You call it going from first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, where you're cruising.
In Jill's case, there's 7 gears.
Exactly. Or that. Exactly. For me personally and for other reasons, there's 7 gears. But so that is hard. It's a lot of work. And then coming down is easy. So it is, but it isn't. The nice thing is when you're up there and you're cruising, you have the right team. You have the right systems. You are humming along, doing what you want to do. It's actually kind of nice when you settle in and you can start looking at the end going, because we have a lot of people that are doing this. And it's not even just retired people. We have a lot of people that are into their, 30s, 40s, 50s that are kind of, looking at retirement and saying, I got this now. Wow, I can really make life decisions knowing how to keep this company going. It's going to feed us for the rest of our lives. And maybe I'm teaching my children, by the way. A lot of people are doing that, and they could pass on the family business. But it's coming down as easy. For me, it's like, I think of it as settling in and getting to work on only the things that you want to do, the parts of the business that you want to do, the deals that you want to do, the dollar amounts you want to do, all of that. That's kind of fun when you're at that point.
I mean, this is a good time to bring up my 4 stages of wealth.
Yeah.
Stage 1 is you make as much money as you spend. So when you're in college, that's just not the case. You're spending a lot more money. Maybe you borrow it or you get it from your parents or whatever.
Right.
You just don't make as much money as you're spending.
It's true.
In most or nearly all cases. You get out of school, or in high school, certainly the same case. You get out of school and you get a job, and theoretically, the job is more than what your rent costs and your food and whatever else you're into. So that's stage 1. Stage 2 is you're getting some traction. You're actually saving some money. And then stage 3, and there's a lot of ways to slice this, is where, you're actually accumulating wealth. And buying and selling land is an amazing way to do that. Stage 4 is you're done. You have assets, income producing property, or whatever it is that you're planning for. And so going up those first 3 stages is tough. It's like, literally pushing a heavy object up a hill. Mm-hmm. It's just like that. When you get to the top of the hill and you kick that thing back down, it's easy. Mm-hmm. So whatever your plan is, just have a plan and know that going down is a lot easier than coming up. It sounds silly when I say it out loud, but
it is.
That's what you're working for.
Thank you. And happy Health and Wellness Week to you, too. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Join us next week for another interesting episode, because you're not alone in your real estate ambition. That was pretty foo-foo this week.
I think that's good, though.
Every once in a while, somebody contacts me. I haven't read through YouTube lately, but they're like, oh my gosh. Really? Can you guys keep the philosophy to yourself and just show us how to send a mailer out, please?
It's all tied together, everyone. If you don't have a good attitude, by the way, your mailer may not get out. It may not go well.
That's it.
You may stink at answering the phone, or you avoid answering the phone. It's all tied together.
Somebody said recently to me, well, you guys, it's your business. You can choose how to do it. To which I said,
yep,
you're right. You also have a choice on whether or not you're listening to the show. If you made it this far through this episode, that's you.
Well, or you have your business, how you run your own land business and the things that you do.
Yep.
And we want you to. We encourage that. That's great. Find your own niche is what we always say. So I'm really happy. There is a special going on right now if you are thinking about joining Land Academy. A few more days left. You can find the details out at landacademy.com, or send a note to support@landacademy.com, and they will hook you up and give you all the details with the special. And maybe I'm giving away something right now too. So check that out.
We're Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.